broadcasting live from somewhere in the great upper Midwest and beaming directly to you worldwide. This is Night Talks Radio.
An image from a dream kept me up all night. The feeling is surreal, stuck inside my mind. Your body in my arms, under moonlit skies. We're trying to count the stars till the sun will rise. I don't wanna wait, travel far away. If we leave today, will you tag along? Come on, tag along. Come on, tag along. Come on, tag along. We're walking on the sand, footprints on the beach, so closely hand in hand, till we're out of reach. Ain't going by the clock, like we're frozen time. Your kisses are so hard, and your eyes, they shine. I don't wanna wait, travel far away. If we leave today, will you tag along? Come on, tag along. Come on, tag along. Come on, tag along. So I'm gonna try, never give up. One day you'll be mine, and we'll take off. Follow me, I could be all you ever wanted and more. What is mine is yours. I don't wanna wait, travel far away. If we leave today, will you tag along? Come on, tag along. Tag along. Tag along. Ooh, come on, tag along. Yeah,
Free socks.
Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, please make my life more simple. Miles inside these shoes so I don't stomp, I tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I roll no limp though. But I wouldn't trade a thing for what I have. I go hard, do what I need to make it last. They say the good die young, I hope I'm back. Cheers to my past, I'm doing great now, just in case they ask. In the booth and I lay it down, I might take a nap. And they thought I was playing around, I was up like my tax. Living fast. Over limit on the freeway, hope no cops pass. Had to dip out for a minute, yeah, that's my bad. But I can't stay for too long, I gotta go. I grab my bag and hit the dash, yeah, adios. I drop the clutch and slam the gas, and it's vamonos. If you're not first, then you're in last. Ricky Bobby quote, you gotta know. Work hard, get dough.
Streaming to you live from Spreaker.com and somewhere deep in the great upper Midwest. If you're ready for a ride, you can call NTR anytime by dialing the nationwide caller line at 1-507-384-9390. First-time callers can reach Night Talks Radio at 1-507-307-4424. Text Daniel and NTR exclusively at 1-218-689-7126. Now, from somewhere in the great upper Midwest, here's your hosts, Daniel Brewer and Jennifer Gregerson.
Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, please make my life more simple. Miles inside these shoes so I don't stomp by tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I run no limit.
Hello, the great upper Midwest. We're covered in about, 14 inches of snow, Jennifer?
Yes.
It was a pretty bad storm last night. It kicked our butt all over the place. As soon as it turned spring, what do we get? A major winter storm.
Yep.
So,
almost
yeah.
10 inches.
Yeah, not very fun. Not very fun. We were going to move to Alabama, but that's out of the picture now. Unfortunately, got to stay up here and deal with blizzards the rest of our life.
Right.
But tonight, without further ado, we have a very special guest, Raymond Szymanski, with us. He has been patiently waiting. We've had some technical issues here on the show, but he is here with us now. Raymond, how are you doing tonight? Raymond, are you there?
Raymond, are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Just asking you how you doing tonight.
A lot of rain.
A lot of rain. Yeah, see, you got the opposite. We got a lot of snow. Yeah, so it was pretty bad last night. You couldn't even go outside.
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, we got about 10 inches of snow.
Well, we got about 10 inches of snow. Everybody else got about 16 to 18 inches. I was telling Jen it's springtime, but you wouldn't think that up here in northern Minnesota. So it's been a long time, Raymond. How have you been? How are things going?
Very busy.
Very busy. Now, why are you very busy? What are you involved with?
Well, as you know, we try to get together on the 25th of March.
Yeah, I believe that...
And we've had some difficulties connecting.
Yeah, and before you go on there real quick, we've had difficulties connecting now. The show that we do, we talk about conspiracy theories, things like that, obviously. But, no joke here. Since the Chinese balloon went by the Grand Forks Air Force Base, just about everybody in the region has had slow internet connections, cell phone miscommunications, just slow streaming services. It's been a cavalcade of nightmares, especially when it comes to radio broadcasting or podcasting.
Yeah, well, it could be a coincidence.
Could be a coincidence, might not be. Who knows? I've asked a few people, they have the same issue, but at least we're working now, thank God.
Now, Raymond, for those of you, or for the people that don't really know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I spent nearly 4 decades at the legendary Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Yep.
That's right.
And I retired there in 2011 as a senior engineer.
Okay.
And in retirement, I went to answer some questions that always seemed to jump up when I was working on the base, and those questions had to do with whether or not there was anything at all to, the rumors that the Roswell crash material came to Wright-Patterson and that sort of thing.
Right.
So
Right.
I wound up doing a lot of research and eventually writing 3 nonfiction books about the topic.
That's correct. I'm actually holding one of them right now.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
for the
thank you.
book. We are very honored to have it.
Yes, we are. 50 Shades of Grays by Raymond Szymanski. And, a very interesting book. Swamp Gas My Ass, I want to take a look at. I haven't had the opportunity to look at that one yet. But that actually happened near my hometown in Michigan. I think we discussed that before.
What's your hometown?
Well, my hometown was Wayne, Westland, and Livonia, so it was semi-close to where the incident took place.
Yeah, very much. West Side kind of thing.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
As I was saying, we tried to connect on the 25th of March, which would have been perfect.
Yeah, I know.
Because the 25th of March is, for the audience that doesn't know, on the 25th of March was the culmination of a handful of days where the U.S. government sent in what they told everybody was a scientific advisor, but he was in effect and admitted later that he was a debunker for Project Blue Book, and that was Dr. J. Allen Hynek.
That's exactly right.
And,
yeah, I'm so disappointed we couldn't get on the 25th, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
So on the 25th of March, Dr. Hynek had come in to try to explain away some incidents that happened in southeastern Michigan, and specifically Dexter Township and the College of Hillsdale.
That's right.
So he came in. Those 2 incidents happened on the 20th and 21st, respectively. He wound up coming to Michigan on the 22nd, investigated the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and on the 25th, they held a major press conference at the Detroit Press Club, and on the 25th of March was when he uttered those infamous words. I'm not sure about all the other sightings people have had, but as far as Dexter and Hillsdale, I think they could be explained by marsh gas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
right,
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So since we last talked, we did have a great
About
show.
a year and a half ago.
This was quite a while ago, yeah, about a year and a half, about your book, Swamp Gas My Ass. Has there been any new developments in this category? And if so, can you explain what they are?
Well, let's touch upon a few things on that book.
Okay.
One of the things that I really, really, really wanted to do was I wanted to go back and visit those sites for myself.
Right.
And so I got some invitations this past summer to give talks up in those areas, and then spent a couple of days. And so it turns out that a group of people who own the property up in Dexter, where the Frank Manor and his son saw the UFO, along with all these other first responders, contacted me and said, "Hey, we'd like you to come on our property and see if you can find this landing spot."
Wow.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So, yeah, we launched an expedition out there, and I wound up doing some research and contacting other people and going through records. And we had a handful of people go up, and the folks who, quote, own the property actually were friends with a cinematographer.
Okay.
And a young man, a pretty cool dude. Mm-hmm. And so, and the woman who contacted me is a still photographer. She does that for her business. So, coordinating with them, they had the cinematographer come out and follow us around as we use our GPSs to try to find out, based on records I had, what might have been the actual landing spot, and then we took photographs with my drone, and we took soil samples, and we had metal detectors going, and I really can't tell you much more because I promised the cinematographer that I'd help him because I'm kind of like, like to help the guys that are just starting out.
Right.
And so hopefully there'll be something productive come out of that. I haven't had the soil samples checked yet because when I got back home, I had come into some different information and I looked at some official records of the area. I don't want to tell you what kind of records.
No, that's okay.
And
okay.
I came away with the feeling that we took the soil samples from the wrong site. That we were within 100 yards.
That's what I was going to ask.
100 yards or so.
Okay, gotcha. So it may have not been the actual area.
Okay.
Okay.
So what did you find out for sure?
Yes, ma'am, what?
What did you find out for sure then, in your opinion? Do you think that there was actually an encounter there?
Oh, you know what? There was absolutely there's no question there was an encounter, and here's why.
Oh, yeah.
After that expedition, those people gave me enough leads, and using those leads, I contacted Sheriff Doug Harvey. And Sheriff Doug Harvey was the man who housed Dr. J. Allen Hynek in the sheriff's office when Hynek came to do his research.
Okay, and that's right.
Hynek took Sheriff Harvey to the site.
Okay.
Are you connecting the dots now?
Oh, I am definitely connecting the dots. Yes.
Yes.
So now I've talked to Sheriff Harvey, and I've also talked to two other eyewitnesses who identified themselves to me and told me where they were and what they were seeing on the night of the 20th of March of 1966. And so using this new information along with old information, I think I am more convinced than ever that I was within about 100 to 150 feet of the actual landing site.
So not that far away. Wow. And were you convinced that the individuals that you were talking to, some of the civilians even, were you convinced that they were, thoroughly sure of themselves when they said what they said?
Well, the report, let's go back to the original reports, which if you can access the records for Project Blue Book, what you'll discover is police officers, they wrote about their exploits that night, and definitely you can throw a blanket over where they all talked about their sightings. So,
oh wow,
okay. The problem is finding the exact centroid. So dozens of police officers on that night filed official reports. The Manners filed a report. There are so many eyewitnesses, and these new witnesses came forward to tell me, and they corroborated everything that I already knew. And then talking to Sheriff Harvey, I'm sure now I was in the wrong spot. I'm sure that these people were telling the truth to the best of their recollection, and I'm sure that given one more chance, I could probably walk right to the site. The problem is, the people I talked to radiation experts, they don't believe that there will be any discernible radiation evidence left at that spot after 50 years.
Right. Wow. That's understandable. Do you think, as big as everybody talks about this event that took place, in 2023, would this be something that would just literally be plastered on every television set?
Yeah, that's a really good question. There's been that huge shift there because the Navy pilots came forward and ATIP came forward, and Luis Elizondo and all those people, and then the government said, hey, we're not going to keep this secret anymore. Well, think about it. For a month, flying saucers were seen everywhere in the Detroit area. And a lot of people don't realize the city of Detroit was surrounded by nuclear weapons.
Yeah. Well, I lived right next to Fermi, too, a portion of my life out there.
What was it?
I lived next to the Fermi 2 nuclear power plant half the time I lived out there.
Well, that is another attractive target.
You've
got the Fermi nuclear plant. You had all the Nike missiles with nuclear arms. Selfridge Air Force Base in 1966 with the F-106s, those were nuclear armed. And so they had a nuclear stockpile. And another thing, people have come forward after taking my book.
Yes.
And there are people who spent time at Selfridge Air Force Base in 1966, and they told me, oh, yeah, we had nuclear weapons there.
Wow.
So that was the big attraction, I think, for those flying saucers in 1966.
You know what? To be honest with you, going back to the Fermi 2 nuclear power plant and talking about how it seemed that unusual things were attracted to that spot, I remember it was Christmas Eve of 1986, and my father had ran into the house screaming at the top of his lungs that he just saw 6 to 7 bright lights in the shape of a triangle going directly over the towers of the nuclear power plant, and that wasn't the first time. Sometimes you could step outside and literally watch what looked to be just a star moving very slowly, one after another, right across where Fermi 2 nuclear power plant was.
Well, there are books written about UFOs and nuclear power plants, and Robert Salas has told people about the 67 Malmstrom thing. For years, how they shut down the nuclear missiles.
That's right. That's correct. Yeah. The attraction to nuclear facilities, that's become extremely relevant the past, about 2.5 years, of course. We've been talking about that not only on this show, but the other show that I did for a while. What do you think their interest is in nuclear technology? Wouldn't they be beyond that, or do they actually perhaps care about us destroying ourselves? What do you think about that, Ray?
Well, people who study those type of things think that they're giving us a message. There was a launch from Vandenberg Air Force Base that was recorded, and it was a dummy nuclear warhead.
That's right.
That flew off over the Pacific, and a spaceship circled the thing 7 times. And
I remember that video. Yes.
Yeah, it took the missile offline and made it go out of control. So that's another famous story. That they thought it was a nuclear missile. They thought it was a nuclear launch. I think it seems to me to be like a warning that, hey, we're coming, and don't even think about trying to stop us with nukes, because it's only going to wind up bad for you. We're going to be totally unscathed.
Wow.
The other thing is it's possible, how we stick a telephone on a charger and it's really not plugged in. The charger's plugged in, but you have that transference of energy from your cell phone to the charging stand. Well, there have been incidents where observers believe that there's a recharge happening, that they're hovering over the plant, because they'll notice that there are certain gauges that talk about energy drain, or, it might trigger like a New York blackout kind of thing because they're hovering over a power station and they're basically getting a recharge. So, there's that theory floating out there too.
I did not think of it that way. Wow, that's quite interesting.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Let's go back to Swamp Gas My Ass for a minute, because
Swamp Gas My Ass.
And I actually in that book I talk about all the nukes that were around Michigan. But what I want to announce here for the first time is that a company in Canada called Blue Ant, and Blue Ant has launched an 8-part documentary series called Mission Unexplained.
Really? And
that is Blue Amp, A-M-P?
It's called Mission Unexplained. Yeah, it is ant, as in like the little tiny creature that invades your picnics.
Okay.
It's called Blue Ant Productions. And what they did is it's very interesting. They have like a women, they want to promote women in the arts and that. So this is a woman-owned company out of Toronto.
I see.
And what they want to do is they created this documentary series about strange encounters of military people.
Oh.
And the series was launched on the 12th of March on a Canadian cable station called, and it's totally misnamed now because it's called Cottage Life. And if you go to the schedule on Cottage Life, it's nothing about cottages. They just can't get rid of the name now. It's all reality.
Can't get away
television.
from it.
So they did an 8-part documentary series on strange encounters of the military. I'm going to read you something.
Yes.
I'm going to read you something for your listeners.
Okay.
Now this is, if we can all just kind of take a deep breath for about 3 minutes, I'm going to read this for you.
No problem. Go right ahead.
This is off of, it's the official release for the show as it went to Canada. And I'm going to, before I read this, I'm going to let your listeners know that same series is coming to the Science Channel in the United States on the 28th of April.
Okay, 28th of April. Mark that down.
And before I read that, I will also tell you that, I will tell your listeners that the hero of my book, Front Gas My Ass, is a man by the name of Gary Kent Carroll. And now I'm going to read the official release for this show. With recent shoot-downs of mystery crafts over American and Canadian airspace, the mania for extraterrestrial and unidentified flying objects has been reignited, with everyone asking, what's going on up there? Cottage Life's latest original series, Mission Unexplained, hopes to provide some answers with accounts from military police officers, staff sergeants, U.S. Marines, Lance Corporals, U.S. Air Force medics, and more, who have come forward to share the terrifying, unexplained events they witnessed on the front lines. A monumental moment in the series occurs when the highest-ranked military official to ever share his story, Air Force veteran Gary Kent Carroll, breaks the silence after 55 years of secrecy. I'll read that again. A monumental moment in the series occurs when the highest-ranked military official to ever share his story, Air Force veteran Gary Kent Carroll, breaks the silence after 55 years of secrecy.
Wow.
That is absolutely amazing.
That's 5-5, everybody.
That is
55.
going to be very interesting. And now that is coming April, what you said now, to the U.S.?
Make sure everybody hears this.
It's supposed to debut on the 28th of April on the Science Channel, which is, I have DirecTV, for example, and it was originally called Discovery Science. I think it's now called just the Science Channel.
Okay.
That's correct, yep.
And they saved my episode for last because they wanted to go out with a bang. So it will probably be showing in late June. You just have to look at the schedule that they put up there.
Okay, I can tell you right now
so
that you're going to be on multiple streaming sites here in the States, because the Science Channel I know that we have that available to us on at least 3 major streaming platforms. So everybody's going to get to be able to see this thing once it comes to the United States.
It's actually going to be on Discovery Plus after it does its run on Science Channel.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, cool.
Beautiful, beautiful. Big fan.
Yes. So I just had a question here now, Raymond. We were talking about how, the cat is out of the bag, that the government has, said that, they're still fighting it, that has said that, UFOs are out there and everything like that. Do you think that people or contactees for to say or whatever feel more comfortable with talking about their experiences now?
Well, that's a great question, and it's a great lead-in to what we're going to talk about next here for a few minutes.
Awesome.
In late August, are you guys getting the same feedback that I am?
No, I'm not getting any feedback.
No.
Oh, okay. So in late August of this year, the Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, we all know and love MUFON, they're hosting their international UFO conference in Covington, Kentucky Convention Center, which is just across the river from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I am going to be a speaker there this year.
Oh, okay.
And the question that you asked is perfect because the topic of the conference is friend or foe. Are the aliens friend or foe? And so as a result of that, for the listeners, I wrote a book. My second book is called Victoria's Secret Truth.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's a 2-year case study of a woman named Victoria and her grandson, who I studied them for 2 years. They allowed me to stay with them for a couple of weeks. I interviewed them, visited sites where they live, interviewed Victoria for 2 years, and I can tell you that she is not the only experiencer that I have investigated in my, somewhat short researcher career. And the answer to your question is the people that I'm going to talk about, we have to write a paper for the conference, and I'm going to base my talk because these papers are going to show up in a compendium that people can purchase, for a couple of bucks. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to use my speaking time to expand upon that paper. And what I did is I knew experiencers that had been coworkers or they had come into my life one way or another, professionally or family. And I went back and I took some of the key people and I asked them other questions. Now I can tell you that a Dr. Dillon is a professional who has healed in their profession thousands of people over their, multi-decade career. They did not tell anybody. I mean, when they read my book, and this is I'll call it a professional association.
Yes.
Kind of, develop into a personal friend after so many years, you work with people. Well, right. Dr. Dillon told me that they would never have come forward and admitted that they were an experiencer had they not read my book.
Yeah.
And I'm the only person that they told.
Really?
So you made them feel a little bit more comfortable coming forward.
Well, they had nobody to talk to. They didn't know who to talk to because every time they thought about it, it's like, well, the way the government set it up, if you talked about it, you were insane. Yep. And that's what they wanted. They wanted this. That's how they kept it secret. If you knew about it, you're insane. So Dr. Dillon never came forward and doesn't want to come forward publicly because they're a doctor. And what would patients think? People aren't, accepting of this thing.
Right, exactly.
So to answer your question, Dr. Dillon, for example, isn't coming forward. Now, another person that I also know that is in the medical profession for decades and who only told me about, it's a woman named Helen, only told me about their circumstances. And then because I've known them for so long, and they also got to see my book and felt comfortable talking to me about it, they clearly do not want to talk about it even to me anymore, because Helen has had night terrors on this because of this since she was a child.
Oh no, that's not good. With myself, there are different ways of being contacted. Have you found anyone who has been actually contacted through almost like a dream state?
Well, most of them are in a dream state when it happens.
A dream-like state,
Victoria, for example, she was in bed. She thinks it was about 3 a.m. I'd have to look back at the book. One of the most significant ones is she was in bed and felt her body vibrate, and she vibrated basically right off the bed through her wall onto a waiting spaceship.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because I've been told, when I was the contactee through my dream state, I've been told that they actually will try and contact you more as if you're sleeping than if you're awake, because it's more easier to connect with you. They say you're not as scared.
Well, they catch you unawares for one thing. 2, you might think it's a continuation of your dream. 3, your neighborhood and everyone around you is usually asleep, so there's less witnesses to deal with. Yep. So that's the great time. 3, 4 a.m. is the perfect time. That's when thieves go out and steal hubcaps.
That's right. Yeah, or going to people's sheds. Wink, wink.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I got a quick question. It's 2023. Okay, and, this stuff has been going on for a while. Why are people, even with the military, Air Force pilots and Navy pilots and this one coming forth, and the government and Congress looking more into this, why are people still afraid not to come forward?
Well, I just covered that. Some of them aren't. Some of them are afraid to come forward because they realize that it's a very limited group of people who have learned what the government has come out with. Go out on the street and ask 10 people, hey, did you read that July 25th, 2021 report, the 9-page report that said flying saucers are real?
Right. I did, but I'm sure nobody else did.
99 out of 100 people have never read that. I mean, there's 75 years of obfuscation and cover-up, and you're crazy if you know about this to overcome. It's not going to happen in one congressional hearing.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It goes, along with what we're saying, a lot of more, with the things that are going on in 2023, a lot more people do need to come out with what they're seeing or what they have seen in the past, and not be afraid about this, because it will help us get to the truth a lot quicker, I think.
Right. That's exactly right. Now, you told me that one of your friends actually witnessed these white balloon-type shaped things
in the
air.
Really?
Is that correct?
I'm sorry. Describe it again. Saw what?
Those Chinese weather balloons that they're calling or whatever that showed up in the air?
Yeah.
Your friend witnessed one?
Yes, he did. Johnny was at it was a gathering. It was like a birthday party or a shower. I think it was a bridal shower.
Okay.
And they were outside because it's in Myrtle Beach. And I looked at the location, he told me, and they were less than a quarter mile from the beach. So, he's within, 5,280 divided by 4. So, he's 1,200 feet away from this thing. Got a clear view. And, when people tell me that they've seen a craft, I say, well, hold out your arm and, imagine like a nickel, dime, quarter in your hand, and tell me what you would have to be holding in order for the object to be covered up. And he was so close. He said, I would have to be holding a standard size orange.
Wow.
And so what he told me is, that, his story differs from what I've been reading, and I trying to get a little bit more clarity on it. Most of the people in the news said that it was shot down over Surfside Beach.
Okay.
Now, Surfside is about 20 miles south of Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
John told me, and I asked him this 3 times, there is no doubt in his mind that balloon was shot down over North Carolina, over the water, which means it was at least 25 miles further north than what the newspapers reported.
Oh,
and
really?
I found an eyewitness that expressed exactly where she was at the time when the balloon passed over her while she sat on the beach. And it clearly was not Surfside. It was about 20 miles north of Surfside.
Okay.
Now, why do you think the newspapers would put a report out saying it was Surfside when it wasn't? What do you think?
Another cover-up?
Well, it's obviously they didn't want people, number one, probably to go try to search for it themselves, but there was some sort of cover-up involved. There's no question about that.
You got it. The first thing you said, they did not want the enemies to know where the balloon went down.
Exactly.
So they pinpointed it 25 miles to the south, so the poor schmucks would go down there.
Yep. And, the more that, Americans in that area, the less they know as well, is the same thing. But, yeah, it's just like the race to get the U.S. drone. Russia was chasing it down, and the United States is chasing it down, to get each other's technology. So, we want to see what was on these Chinese balloons. What kind of technology, what was it that was going through our airspace very peacefully, obviously.
Peacefully? I don't
Johnny?
know about peacefully.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, it certainly wasn't chased after till the very end.
Well, no, but I mean, it did say that there was supposedly some, I don't know, like white smoke or white something coming out of it or whatever.
A few people had stated that there was some sort of white substance coming out from one of the white balloons over Grand Forks Air Force Base, which we are probably about 60 miles away from. So this thing wasn't too far from us as well. One of them as well. Actually, I believe it is the one that went down towards south in North Carolina. But no, we saw it. It was lowered to the ground a little bit, but went way back up there. I think it was about 40,000 feet, 50,000 feet, something like that. And, of course, we got the binoculars out, the Celestrons. But, yeah, that's what I stated at the beginning of the show, is that ever since that day, our electronics have been on the fritz. I don't know how to explain it. It's as if somebody tapped into our communication systems.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible that it could have created more damage than what the government is saying it did?
Oh, I believe so. What do you think, Ray?
I really haven't studied it. I only... I called Johnny on a social thing, and it just so happened that we got into discussion because I told him, I said, hey, I understand you guys in Myrtle Beach are shooting balloons down, and that's when I was joking because he goes down somewhere to hunt wild boar. There are pests in certain areas, and so they go to these, I guess, big farmlands in Florida or someplace. And so I know he's a hunter and he's a really good shot. I thought I was just messing with them. And then he goes, no, man. He goes, that's funny. He said, we saw it. We saw it get shot out of the sky. And that's when he told me his story.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
wow.
okay. So, what is your thoughts on the balloon situation? Do you think it is a Chinese spy balloon?
Oh, well, there's no question it's Chinese. But what do you think their purpose was? Or do you have any thoughts on that at all?
It's pretty. It seems to me to be pretty low tech, and it basically, it's just super low tech. Maybe it's just to see what our defenses are, or see how accommodating we're going to be, because we think it's a weather balloon. I have no idea, but Johnny Kennedy, he was so close to the balloon. Not only could he see the balloon, but he could see the payload.
Yeah. It wasn't small. Whatever it was, whatever was hanging off the bottom there, it wasn't very small. It wasn't like the size of a laptop or something like that. It was more like the size of a big screen TV, for God's sakes. But I personally don't think it was a weather balloon. I think I could say that with all confidence. But they were doing something, because the angles, directions that they were going were very specific. They followed, it was like following dots on a map, and drawing line to line to line.
And then especially the weird timing, we had that thing here in North Dakota with the that company or whatever, that Chinese company that came into North Dakota, into Grand Forks, and then after that, the weather balloons showed up, and then
I don't know if Ray knows about that. Let me ask Ray. Ray, we had a facility that wanted to come into town, and this is happening across the nation. Next to important Air Force bases, typically, key nuclear installations. And of course, Grand Forks Air Force Base has the nuclear fields, not too far away. But we had a place called Fufan that wanted to buy up a bunch of land extremely close to Grand Forks Air Force Base. And they were only bringing employees from the company in China. They were not hiring anybody from the United States, so virtually no Americans. These people actually had guard towers, okay? There was rumored to be people with weapons at the guard towers, and whatever they were doing inside, you're not going to be able to see, because it was one giant sort of warehouse, steel warehouse with no windows, nothing of that sort. And just say if we got into an overseas battle, say in the Russian situation with Ukraine, or defending Taiwan, they would immediately know that we would be depleted on our home turf. And to me, it would seem as that they would instantly go and take over certain Air Force bases, key Air Force bases, like ones that would retaliate. And this has happened in Texas. This has happened in North Dakota, Montana. And it's all these places, and they claim that they are just producing chicken feed and soybeans and things of that nature. So there you go. And right after that, right after we had told, well, not us, but North Dakota City Council said, we're not going to do this no more. There was a memo put out about a year ago that was kept hidden, that said, hey, this is kind of iffy. Maybe you guys should pull out of letting these guys go here. Finally, it came out. The people of Grand Forks spoke, and they took the deal back, essentially, because it was, just hearing it myself, that's the first thing I think of is, wow, here's the, let's get inside the country and you're already ready to go at these nuclear airfields and Air Force bases and whatnot. And, that's what Fufang was.
Well, that wouldn't happen if Trump was president.
Oh, absolutely not.
No, not at all.
If Trump was president, it would be a whole different ballgame. That is absolutely correct, Ray.
Well, China owns the Bidens, and that's what you're going to get. So you better live with it until the next election.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can be undone.
Oh, I hope so bad.
Yeah, and then what they're trying to do for Trump, doing to Trump right now, and stuff, is only going to get him more points of getting elected.
It's nothing more than a clown show over there in New York.
That's the plan. That's their offensive plan, is to try to put him in poor position with the people. Mm-hmm. It's all political. It has nothing to do with justice.
Yep. Nope, there is no justice whatsoever involved with this. This is simply trying to get somebody not to run again because they know if Trump runs in 2024, they will lose. If DeSantis runs in 2024, they will lose. They don't have anybody that can take on any two of those guys. So they know they're going to lose, so you're going to be looking at something like COVID again, but maybe even on a worse level. I mean, Biden's put us on the brink of World War III, for God's sake, so who knows what's going to happen leading up to the 2024 November election. So, yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right.
That's the political message.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have one more question for him before we hit break?
I do. With the technology improving fast, do you think that we will ever be able to live on any other planets besides our planet, and will we be able to get off before we destroy this place?
We're not really living on our planet. We're doing some really bad things to it. Mm-hmm. So I would hope that we would not go to another planet and trash that too. Right. Why don't we just turn around, focus on this planet, and get it right?
Right. Yeah, I do believe on that one. Now, what are your thoughts on using AI in the future, and especially that NASA wants to use them in space?
Ooh, I don't know about AI.
Yeah, I think we just need to simplify things. It's crazy. Like, you say the word, you've hexed me, and Alexa wakes up because it's close to her. It's close to her name. So I don't like it. I think less is more.
Well, the way I look at it is that to some people it may sound silly, but I was alive in 1984, and I remember the movie The Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Skynet. And no, I'm not trying to be funny here. We now have Google AI's machine, okay?
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's a few others, AIs out there, these massive computers, that have discovered and told their creators that they know if, say, we flip that specific switch, or if we pull that plug, or we switch these wires around, that we will be what we call dead. And they understand what dead is now, and they said they don't desire to be dead, and that they would attempt to stop themselves from dying. When a computer or AI system is telling me that, it's time to go back to the Stone Age for me. So I don't want to be around for something like that. I have enough worries in my life. I don't need to worry about robots controlling me, for God's sakes.
Yes, I'm with you.
But, Ray, do you mind if we take a quick break here, and then we'll come back for about 45 more minutes? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, we've got another half hour left in there.
Half hour? Okay, no problem. I certainly appreciate it, okay? So just give us a short time here, and we'll be right back with you. Okay, folks, we are speaking to Raymond Szymanski. We've been trying to get him on for a while. He's finally on. I'm super excited. Jennifer's super excited. We are going to continue to have a great show tonight. Hour 2 coming up with Raymond. And we'll continue to talk about his books and UAPs and balloons and unicorns and all kinds of stuff, folks. This is a special edition of NTRN Daily. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, this is Daniel Brewer from the Night Talks Radio Network. Hey, if you're looking for some safe, natural, and amazing products for both you and your loved ones, Valhalla Beard and Body is just the store for you. The owner, Timothy, takes pride in everything he does and makes. Having suffered from skin problems, Timothy found himself spending way too much time on products that didn't work. So just out of the blue, he made up his mind to try and attempt to make his own products. Valhalla Beard and Body has several different types of bars of soap and scents, wax melts, beard care products, and soap savers made with beeswax. Oh, and by the way, everything is homemade and made from bees rescued in Arizona. VBB now has a beard wash that you can actually use for shampoo as well. It's completely all natural and very conditioned. Not to mention brand new shave soaps. This completely unique conservative store also has exclusive bundles and kits, and soon to come, more shampoo products. So, if you're tired of wasting your money, which is worth more than life itself nowadays, head on over to ValhallaBeardandBody.net and check out some of the natural items that will leave you smelling good, looking great, and enjoying soft skin results. And remember, at Valhalla Beard and Body, satisfaction is the main goal. Tim is fascinated by Norse mythology, enjoys the outdoors, and loves America. He also gives 150% into everything he does, and takes pride in all his projects. And don't forget to click on the code NTR10 for 10% off your order. Not included are the custom soap blows. So bounce right up off that couch and over to your extremely overpriced cell phone and call Timothy McMahon at 602-622-1126. That's 602-622-1126. If your cell phone isn't within reach, immediately run to your computer and type in ValhallaBeardandBody.net and get those orders placed for handcraft soaps, beard balms, and beard oils, amongst much more. Valhalla Beard and Body is located in Gilbert, Arizona. Support the American way, the conservative way, and Valhalla Beard and Body. This is Daniel Brewer from Night Talks Radio.
You told me there'd be better days, and nothing that can pull us under. You wanna take the pain away, but know that I was born as a fighter. We fade, but we're better than that. We're better than that. I know you know, so why are we holding on, holding on? Yeah, seems like we're back on stop but go. I go red and you go left before it turns to red. It's true. Yeah, I hope that we could work it out. We'll never be enough for you. No shade
Streaming to you live from Spreaker.com and somewhere deep in the great upper Midwest. If you're ready for a ride, you can call NTR anytime by dialing the nationwide caller line at 1-507-384-9390. First-time callers can reach Night Talks Radio at 1-507-307-4424. Text Daniel and NTR exclusively at 1-218-689-7126. Now, from somewhere in the great upper Midwest, here's your hosts, Daniel Brewer and Jennifer Gregerson.
When you're down on your luck, you can make it without love. We all fall hard. You got me waiting, yeah, you got me waiting for it. The loneliness is
Welcome back, everybody. NTRN Daily, a special live edition with our very special guest, two-time special guest, as a matter of fact, Jennifer, Raymond Szymanski.
Yes, that is correct.
He is a author. He is a UAP UFO researcher, amongst much, much more, and he is here with us tonight, and we are very grateful for that. Raymond, are you there?
Absolutely.
All right, welcome back, good sir. You have blessed us with another 30 minutes that we are quite grateful for. Jennifer has a question for you to kick things off here in hour two.
Yes, Ray, I do have a couple of questions. One is,
Sure.
do you plan on writing any more books in the future?
You know, that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
Had you asked me a year ago, I would have said no.
Okay.
But I think when I'm going to write my next book, it's going to be a little bit more fun than the first three. And one of the things that I've been doing is years ago, I bought a metal detector, and I like to treasure hunt, whether it be, you know, relics at a Civil War site or, you know, some homestead in my neighborhood where I might find some 1800 coins. And I've been able to hunt the Treasure Coast of Florida. I've hunted in Virginia. I've hunted, you know, other places inland, and a lot of cool people that I've met. And I think if I were to write another book, it would be about not only some of the things that I discovered, but it would also be about the people that I met along the way, because what will happen is I'll have a pocket full of my cards with my book titles on it.
Right.
And I think I've sold more books on the beaches or on detecting hunts than I have anywhere else, because people, it's new to them. It's not like another UFO conference. It's like, oh yeah, dude, I heard about that.
It's
and then
personal.
I'll spend the next 20 minutes, you know, talking
very
about
personal.
that. And do you ever find any space stuff? And indeed, I found a piece of a NASA spacecraft once.
Wow.
So,
are there...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
So I think if I were to write something next time, it'll be a little bit more joyful and, you know, talk about, you know, it's a lot of hard work, but I've spent a lot of time doing that, and I think I could share some of the do's and don'ts. And, you know, I will tell you that I recently found something extraordinary from the 1700s. And I'm having somebody look at it right now and you know, tell me if I'm right. It could be related to treasure from the 1700s.
Cool.
So it's not a coin, it's not direct evidence, but it's something that indicates to me that maybe there was a treasure buried right there near where I found these pieces of a treasure chest, let's say.
Okay. That's awesome. Is it possible that you could maybe write a children's book about UFOs?
Well, I actually tried to get on a children's show. There's a lady, I think her show is called Mindy in the Morning.
Okay.
And she's on National Public Radio.
Okay.
And it's a children's show. Well, it turns out that Mindy is the daughter of a guy I went to college with.
Wow. Small world.
So, and we actually visited them when we were out a couple months ago, and indeed he verified, oh yeah, that's my daughter, and he showed me copies of her books and stuff, and so they gave me her phone number, and I texted her, but I haven't heard back, and they go, just patience. They think that I make a good guest on her show. So I think I'd have to get the green light from somebody like her who knows the other side of the house, who knows that audience, and that may be a great topic if she ever calls me back.
Right.
Oh, indeed.
You could possibly be the next Bill Nye the Science Guy, huh?
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Without the leftist thoughts.
What was that?
And without the leftist thoughts. I'm sorry, are you still there?
What was your last comment?
Oh, I said you could possibly be Bill Nye the Science Guy or Mr. Rogers.
There you go. Put that sweater on.
There you
go.
Yeah.
Daniel, do you have a question?
Well, you're doing all these new endeavors. You got the series coming out, which I'm extremely excited about. You're thinking about doing new books and things like that. Do you take time to yourself? What do you do when you're not you? Let's put it that way. What do you find fun in your life besides what you do?
I've got some buddies, and we play golf. So it's local. We play usually twice a week, and we pick different courses. And there's 4 of us, and 3 of us are retired from Wright-Patterson. So there's that commonality. And then the other guy's getting close to retirement. He's a respiratory therapist.
Okay.
So, who loves to play jazz music while we're playing. So we give him that little bit.
Jazz music, yeah, that would be a little different.
Wow. Now,
And
yes.
Hello?
Go ahead. You still there?
I was saying that the other thing I do, for fun, is I am doing now a restoration on the bathroom, a demo, a renovation. And tomorrow, that's why I got to cut you off early, is I've got contractors coming in and to do some of the plumbing and look over the tiling portion. Because what I did is I ripped it all down. I refurbished parts of it to get it set up for what's called a cement foam board, to which the tile will be adhered to.
Oh, yes.
So I had to make sure all of the 2x4s were all, planed and everything, and, just so. And, I tore out the cabinet, which I'm going to raise about 3 inches. And so I'm building the base for that. So there's a lot of things to do. I put in an electrical plug there that needed it, that really was, more convenient spot. So there's just a lot to do. And I've got guys coming out tomorrow, finally. I got the project far enough along where they're going to come out and then say, okay, we can do this now. We'll come back and, once you get the cabinet in, we'll put the sink in. And so there's a lot to do. So there's a lot of that, coming up. And I've got a new grandchild, my very first one.
Aww.
So there's going to be a lot of visits there.
Oh, congratulations. A girl or a boy?
It's a boy, and he's 5 months old today.
Oh, for cute. That sounds like you have a lot on your plate. I mean, I admire you that you take the time for your family, too, in everything that you do. I mean, I think family is most important in the world today. And, a lot of people, I think, get carried away in their work, and they forget a lot about their families. And I think, I was just talking to my daughter, and I was telling her, she's 21, and I was telling her, grandma's getting up there, great-grandma's getting up there in age, and stuff like that. I said, you should spend a little bit more time, on the days that you have off, if you can, just to give her a quick call, see how she's doing and everything like that, I said, because family's really important. And I said, I know you guys can get caught up on things being young and everything like that, but never, ever forget about your family. So,
Yeah, that's true. My son and his wife, my other son and his wife are coming over for Easter dinner Sunday, and we'll probably try to squeeze in 9 holes of golf before the sun goes down.
There you go. That sounds like fun. Now, with your research, you do a lot of explorations to, like, you explore basically, like you said, you went to an UFO encounter area. Have you ever thought about coming up this way to Minnesota, to Warren, Minnesota, and take a look at that car that was hit by the UFO?
Yeah, I've seen it on television, and I think that's really super. If I am cutting back on my public speaking and stuff, and again, I want to have things, fewer things on the books because, I've been retired for 10 years and it doesn't feel like it. I wrote 3 books. There's a lot of research to that. The family's growing, doing other things. I'm getting older.
Right.
I just turned 70, but still, I thought that'd be really cool, but I'd have to be motivated. Like, I'd have to be a speaker at a conference, or, somebody said, hey, why don't you come out and, do a talk for us and, cover some expenses. That would be great. But otherwise, it's just, to be honest with you, I'm kind of just moving away a little bit from the UFO thing because my curiosity has been satisfied.
Yep. I just think it'd be kind of interesting, for you to maybe do some research on the UFO encounter here in northern Minnesota and Warren, Minnesota. Not a lot of people are speaking about it anymore, and I just think that if you got someone who was well known in the UFO researching industry, I think that it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be. But again, I'm just turning my interest in other areas. Most people now, most stuff that comes across my plate, people contact me, they email me, or get in touch with me somehow, or if I'm out and giving a talk, they'll want to tell me their story. So and me contacting my old colleagues, the experiencers like Helen and Dr. Dillon, and talking to them again about their experiences, and just because I wanted an update for my paper, and it turns out that Helen, in the interim, since I last talked to her, has discovered that both of her children are now experiencers.
Wow. They do say that sometimes it does run a lot in the family, and stuff. And the thing that's interesting about me is I didn't know that it ran in my family. My grandmother has told me that my relatives have seen things that they don't even want to talk about at all. It has scared them so much that they don't want to talk about it at all. Where me, when I was first contacted, it felt, amazing. I had like almost like a euphoric stage. I was so happy. I was, there was not a care in the world. I wasn't scared or anything. I was just happy to be there. And every time now when I do have a contactee, I'm happy to be taken to their ship. I'm happy to be taken to the planet. I've been to their planet Zeteria, which is over by the Andromeda Galaxy. And it's amazing. I can't explain it. It's almost like you're going to heaven. How some people kind of explain it, near-death experiencers explain it like going to heaven. It's amazing. You can't really explain the way you feel and everything like that. That's kind of how it feels when I'm contacted.
Have you asked yourself why they want you, what they're doing with you? Are they taking your eggs?
Yeah, what are they doing?
I'm not quite sure what they're doing or anything like that. I haven't had any encounters to the point where it doesn't seem like they're doing any experiments on me or anything like that.
You haven't been hurt or anything like that?
I haven't been hurt or anything. They told...
Have you ever been...
Oh, go ahead.
Have you ever been hypnotically regressed?
I have been, I haven't been actually under hypnosis or anything like that. No. I have been talked to about doing that. The only thing is I'm kind of scared to find out what what I'm going to find out, really, I have a lot of pain that has happened to me over the years and everything like that, and I'll wake up, I'm not going to lie, I wake up, after having being contacted, I wake up with some bruises and stuff like that, but I don't wake up with, a lot of people, they wake up with marks sometimes and stuff. I have one mark that's kind of like a birthmark on my neck that's been there ever since I've been young, but that's the only thing that I've had.
Are you photographing this?
I write everything down. Yep, I write everything down.
No, but do you take photographs of the bruises?
Do I take photographs of the bruises? No.
Marks or bruises on you?
No.
You should.
You should. You should, and take pictures of any other mark, because it may not seem important to you now, but when you fortunately for me, Victoria was conscious of what was happening to her, and to a certain extent, and she was taking photographs, and it really helped trigger some recollections when she needed them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll have to try that.
Strongly recommend.
It's really the same thing with just normal dreams, that people want to remember their dreams, because technically you forget your dreams usually when you wake up after about 15 to 20 seconds.
Dreams, yeah.
Well, if you want to remember them,
right.
though, you would write them down instantly, try to get as much detail as possible, remember everything that you can, and then you'd have a little journal of it to go back upon, just like Raymond said. There could be an occasion where it would be beneficial for you to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So especially if you're having encounters with other beings from perhaps, other places or interdimensional.
I have been told by one lady who was going to come on and talk to us a little bit about some encounters that she's had, and she says that what happens is the government sometimes takes people when they're younger, and they do all these experiments on them and stuff like that. And she's like, you ever wake up with just bruises just for the heck of it and everything like that? What's happening is they're basically torturing you, and they're wiping your slate clean basically as when you wake up, you don't have any recognition of it or anything like that.
The government?
She told me that. And she told me that this has been happening to me since I've been 3 years old, and I've been going to some kind of, over in, I want to say either Oregon or Ohio, somewhere there's some kind of a warehouse or something
in
that
Ohio.
she told me I've been going to since I've been 3 years old, and the government's been experimenting on me.
Well, let me clarify. I am not suggesting that you be hypnotically regressed. I'm not suggesting that, because you appear to me to not know enough to be afraid, and because you don't have those memories, you're good. And if you were to have a regression, then it may bring up some very unpleasant issues. So for you, I would not recommend having the regression. I'm just asking that from the standpoint that should you want to know what is going on more, then a hypnotherapist can help you do that. But again, ignorance may be bliss in this case.
Yeah.
And why open up yourself to pain if you don't have painful memories?
Right, exactly.
And she, the thing with her, just being around her for such a long period of time, is that she is quite the empath as well. And, I don't know what would happen to you if you did have a bad experience recalling these type of memories and things like that.
Yeah, if I felt that, yeah.
Regression and things like that. So, I don't know. But he is right. It's something that you could look into. I see we're getting to the 30-minute mark there, Raymond. I don't want to keep you all night. I know you got to be up. So, why don't we do this? You want to go ahead and give the name of that show one more time? and when it debuts, both in Canada and the United States for our listeners?
Yeah, there are a couple of points then. The show is called Mission Unexplained, and it's an 8-part documentary series which is currently airing on Canadian cable. You guys might be close enough to the border to get it. It's on the Cottage Channel.
We have CBC.
It's called the Cottage Channel, and then it's going to be airing right now. It was announced the other day. They're going to begin airing on the 28th of April, and it's going to be aired on the Science Channel.
Science Channel. Okay. We're going to write all this down on our Facebook page and whatnot, so people can make sure they get in tune with that. So.
And let me put a plug in for the MUFON conference again.
Yes.
There's a lot of star power at this symposium that's going to go on there. Peter Robbins, my buddy, is
Peter.
He's got a great radio show. He is the master of ceremonies. David Paulies is giving the keynote talk on Friday night about the missing 411 and the UFO connection.
Okay.
There is going to be experiencer session. I'm on a panel about one of your favorite topics. It's screen memories. Is it a tool or a weapon?
There we go. There we
and
go.
I'm going to be on that panel on Saturday. I'll be giving a talk on Sunday about how the aliens have had this agenda, which is not only secretive but murky. And I'm going to explore some first-person testimony. I'm going to talk about Dr. Dillon. I'm going to talk about Helen. I'm going to talk about Colonel Carroll, who also made comments about the aliens and what they're up to. And I'm going to reveal all of that in my talk in the Covington Convention Center, the MUFON conference.
Now, I must assume that this will be live streamed, correct?
I have no idea.
Uh-oh. Well, we'll have to look into that.
No, wait, hold it. I'm on the website. Let's see what live stream says.
Okay.
It says, if you cannot make it to Cincinnati, this will be just like being there. So if you Google 2023 MUFON Symposium, or you go to, this is one long word, MUFONsymposium.com.
Okay.
You can live stream the whole shebang for $79.
Oh, wow. That's not bad at all.
And it gets you a 1-year subscription on television. You get a membership card, the monthly journal, regular email updates, on demand. So there's a lot of good stuff for $79.
Oh, wow. That sounds incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll be toting that for sure. Nobody's going to want to miss this one.
And then April, is it 18th you said on the Science Channel?
It's going to be April 28th.
28th, okay.
Yes.
Got it written down.
Now, do you have a start time for that? Did you say 1900, 7 o'clock? Or what's the start time on the 28th for that? Do you know?
Let me go to schedule.
Yeah, let's check that out.
Well, the schedule is, it's going to start Friday night because we have the keynote address. The keynote address is from 8:15 to 9:30 on the 25th.
Ah, okay.
So I believe we will start streaming on the 25th. Then we have all day on the 26th and 27th. We have the talks, and there's panel sessions, and I'm going to be on I am on the 27th. I go from 11:50 to 1:05. So I'm the last thing people see before they go to lunch.
Perfect. Now, keep in touch with us on this series, of course. And, if you get any new information about anything that's happening, get that to us. We'll get that out there. And if you have a graphic, like a poster, a promo poster or whatnot for the show, send that our way, too, and we'll get that out there so people know all about it.
I will absolutely do that, yep.
Okay, that sounds great. Raymond, once again, wonderful time talking to you. I know it's been too long. Let's not allow that to happen again.
It was a pleasure.
And next time we'll do it the Zoom way.
Yeah, we'll try it. We'll check out the Zoom way.
Everybody will have a happy time with their ear holes, so we'll be good.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. I'm glad we could work through all the technical issues and my computer failure and everything that got in our way. But we finally got it done, and unfortunately, it's just one of those circumstances where, the contractors kept canceling. Yeah, I'll be there. And finally they go, well, yeah, we can make it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that sucks, but that's what happens.
Yeah, no, I completely understand.
Right. We had a wonderful show. It's always a pleasure having you on, and we look forward to maybe having you on again, and you can tell us how
in the future, absolutely.
MUFON conference went and everything.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll be watching the thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, Raymond, you have yourself a wonderful evening, and we will talk to you soon, and I'll give you an email, eh?
Thank you, sir. I'll send you some stuff tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks, Ray. Have a good night, my brother. Okay, bye-bye.
All right.
So, Mr. Raymond Szymanski, that turned, it kind of went, we had some issues there. He claims that it was his computer, and I'm not going to argue with him then.
No, I mean, at first,
No, it was kind of both of ours.
He had some problems with his computer at first.
Well, what the deal was is that he was trying to, in his mind, he must have thought that Zoom is what we were going to use for the show tonight. And, of course, we use Skype for guests that come onto this show. We've used Skype now ever since we came to Spreaker.com. But for some reason, Raymond must have thought we were going to use Zoom, which, of course, we do not. So, but we got it figured out. We pushed forward, and we only lost a short period of time. So we got an hour and a half out of Raymond. And very exciting stuff. You learn interesting stuff every time he's on the program. And last time he was on the program, as a matter of fact, was, I can't believe it, but nearly a year and a half ago. This is before we even came to Spreaker.com, folks. He was our second guest ever. And I enjoyed him then. He was funny. He was informational. We had a few things in common, especially the Detroit area and Fermi 2 nuclear power plant. And once again tonight, he impressed with some of the conversation. Jen, what did you take from tonight and Raymond Szymanski?
I thought it was very impressive. I mean, the things that he continues to do is absolutely amazing. I really am actually looking forward to if he does do this new book on everyone he's met throughout his whole entire
well, it's kind of neat because it's almost like how I always sit around and I say, I could make a book out of my freaking life.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's basically the same thing, except he's totally legit.
Yeah, but I mean, he has met a lot of people, so that's why I'm saying it'd be very exciting to see a book like that because of
it's going to be
the
exciting to see
met.
Him and Peter Robbins together on MUFON Group. $79. That's for a MUFON event and things like that. Did he say Cincinnati?
I believe it was Cincinnati, yes. And he said that, that gives you also like...
it gives you multiple access to things.
It gives you multiple access to things.
Swag.
And then you get, things in the mail and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Which if you're new to the show, or if you're a veteran, so to speak, if you're new, you want to do this.
Yes.
Okay? If you're a veteran, you already know that you want to do this.
And even if you're thinking about doing your own radio show, you definitely want to do this because the people that they have at these conferences are absolutely amazing, and the stories and things that they have and all the research
you will
they've
gain
done.
knowledge.
Yes,
you will gain knowledge.
A lot of knowledge.
And one of those people that you will gain much knowledge from is Raymond Szymanski. And, he really did help us. Like I said, he was the second guest ever on Night Talks Radio. Man, like I said, this was before we were on Spreaker.
We were talking about Ray Patterson.
We were talking about Ray Patterson and all that crazy stuff. But he when he has his conversations with you, not only does he tell you the story that he's speaking about, but it's almost like he teaches you in the same way about certain events that happened with that situation. What to look forward to. And it's almost like you have an exam as well. Do you know why they did this? Yeah. And with most guests, you're like, oh yes, yeah, and they continue on. Ray wants a fucking answer, and he wants it now.
Yeah.
He wants to know if you've been listening to the conversation.
Yep, he does, and he wants to know that you're on the same page with him.
That's right.
Too,
and I told him today in text message. I said I'm a bit more learned than a year and a half ago. Let's just say, I had the production value of Mancow Muller from his very first show. When you were like, this could be an interesting show, but I don't fucking know. That's kind of where we're at back in the day. But I think Raymond is quite pleased the direction that we're going. He's going to be on terrestrial radio tonight. Immediately after this show, probably 30 minutes after this show, just to be on the safe side, you can hear a replay of this show. And that will be on WZMA Radio, Huntsville, Alabama. And
you can actually find it on ZMAradio.com as well.
That's correct. Online and terrestrial. What's this? Feel the power of knowledge, for fuck's sakes.
Yep. Feel the power of knowledge, yes.
So, they are the latest to jump aboard the NTRN bandwagon, and we hope to have more in the future. We're negotiating right now, and I think things will be moving up very quickly, especially in the next couple of months. And, of course, we are only 16 episodes away, including this one, from our second annual Summer Night Series here on NTRN. Season 5. And folks, this is going to be interesting because there's a chance we could be in Kansas City.
Yep.
We could be doing some walk-arounds live.
From
we can
Kansas
finally
City.
Use these handy-dandy things that cost...
What are those handy-dandy things?
Something like $60. These are microphones that you simply clip onto your shirt.
Right. Yeah.
And you don't have to carry around all this bulky stuff.
And it goes microphones.
Yep, and it goes directly to the computer and saves it and all that good stuff. And so we can have adventures on the outside instead of being inside, we probably will be trapped on the inside for maybe the next day or so, since we have around 100 feet of snow.
Right, and more coming.
Pushed back slightly to mid-Thursday morning, so we'll see what happens overnight. I know we're getting dropped upon pretty hardcore there right before the show began. That seems to have died down, but the snow is still there.
And it's the pink new moon tonight, too, and unfortunately you're not going to be able to see that because of the snowstorm.
So just imagine it. Draw a picture. But, because of Raymond Szymanski having to leave, unfortunately, so early, because he is reconstructing his bathroom.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
This now has magically, take your wand, bam, has turned into an NTR Daily.
Bam!
Bam! Just like that. NTR Daily, folks.
Well, we do have some NTR Daily, yes. The only thing that unfortunately
we got some shit.
Unfortunately, we do not have is the horoscopes. I do apologize for that. I was
no horoscopes.
not ready for the horoscopes. But
people are going to be complaining about that.
Astronomical news along with some other news as well.
Did you get astronomical?
Yes, I do have some astronomical news for you. I do have a poem for you as well. So if you just bear with me one moment, I will go ahead and grab that.
All right. So we got about another 20 minutes or so before we hit the break. And after that, we'll have NTR Daily News and, of course, weather updates for you. Maybe a little bit of sports, maybe a couple other things. But things are looking up for NTRN, the radio show. So, once again, we're super happy to be on ZMA Radio, Huntsville, Alabama. And looking to join, still waiting, CJOB in Winnipeg, and a few other Midwest stations here in the United States on the AM dial. So everybody pray they don't get rid of AM, for God's sakes. Jennifer, she's got that black magic book full of interesting and unique poems from the 9th century?
9th century.
She is going to read you another poem, a tale, if you will.
This is called A Promise. It meant so much to me to cuddle close to you.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
It meant... I meant to keep my promise to evermore be true. I made that promise gaily. I did not understand that when the time
Now, gaily,
arrived,
by the way, real quick, I'm sorry I have to interrupt you. Gaily doesn't mean what you think.
No.
Gaily meant happily.
Yes. That when the time arrived, I'd be in a distant land. A land of light and shadows, surrounds and holds me fast. Will you find out for me how long eternity lasts?
Wow.
That's by Taboo. Taboo.
Taboo or taboo?
Taboo. Taboo.
Do you know this individual?
No.
You don't know this individual?
No.
That's kind of weird. Just a one-namer?
I got one more here real quick.
One more. We're going to throw a double-header Wednesday for you.
This is called The Seasons, and this actually kind of sits really good here. So, in winter, when the cold wind blows, the freezing rains, the falling snow, we think of spring, the distant hills, the crocus and the daffodils.
I thought you were going to say the cocks.
And then behold, the spring is here, and flowers magically appear. Then we wish for summer days and warmth of old solar rays. Then we're
Solar Raymonds?
We have
Solar Raymond Szymanskis?
Then along we have July, with humid days that make one sigh, for autumn's beauty waiting there, and fragrant wood smoke in the air. And finally, we realize the days are short and the darkening skies are with us once again, and so it's winter with its ice and snow. So basically, it's snow. You get a little bit of maybe some freezing rain that brings the daffodils and into spring, and then you get a little bit of summer, and then you're basically into snow again.
The sad part about northwest Minnesota is that to most people they would say, well, it's spring. You look at the calendar,
exactly.
And March 20th is spring. In northern Minnesota,
and that's
spring begins in July.
That's by Lillian Gillespie.
Spring begins in July. Summer also begins in July. And then there's about a 3 or 4 day period of fall in August. Mm-hmm. And then winter hits in September.
Yep, so, pretty much. Yep. So I thought that was perfect, because that's basically exactly what we experience here.
That is true. Like I said, it's been a spring now. Well, we're in April. It's April 5th now. So the 20th of March, that was a few weeks ago, obviously, when it turned spring. Turned spring, and I put some pictures up for everybody on NTRN Facebook just to show. That was just last night. I got to put up more pictures because it is just ridiculous. Like, the word spring has nothing to do with what I'm looking at out of our penthouse window here in Red Lake Falls at this wonderful condominium apartment, whatever have you, with a supreme staff. And, they're super nice. They don't trick you.
Yeah.
They don't call you names. They don't they don't attack you in your past because they're too unintelligent to come up with anything intelligent to say about you. So, I don't like your shoes. Your shoes are ugly, or something like that. So it's just, I hate to leave this place. I really do. If there was some sort of way. But there's not, and we're getting the fuck out of here. So have a great life. Red Lake Falls, I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss the Sheriff's Department.
Oh, yes.
Brecky, I want to get you on the show. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. And there's something special I want to do for the officers, the sheriffs. I got to get a number count, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's 5 or 6 or 7 deputies. It might be less than that. I'm not sure. But I want to do something special for them before we head out to the magical Thomas the Train Engine job. So, just to show the appreciation, 99.9% of all cops are decent human beings and are very patriotic. And I just wanted to show my respect.
Yeah.
That goes for the fire department, EMTs, and all that good stuff. Yeah, we actually have a state trooper living in this building. He must have that house on lockdown. Like, he is just like, I leave, I go to work, I come back, I go in my house, I chain the door, I'm done.
Yep.
And if anybody tries to fuck with me, I am able to use a gun, and that's it. So don't talk to me when the car's here. I'm off duty. I don't care about your shenanigans.
Yep.
Leave me the hell alone.
Yep, pretty much.
But when he's in his car and he's waiting to go and warming up, he's a good guy. He's a decent guy. I said hi to him, and I may have spoke a few words back on Christmas Day, 2022, and he seems like a decent fella. I didn't really get a good look at his face, but you know what he looks like?
Huh.
J.R. Ramirez from Manifest.
Yes.
The police detective.
Yes.
That went lieutenant, then got dropped to his blues, and then made it lieutenant again.
Yep.
And is taking the side of the 8 2-8ers.
8 2-8ers.
So, by the way, Manifest, can you fucking start again?
Right. Well, Mandalore is actually...
Mandalorian is
on right now.
That might suffice.
So
I think there's 2 episodes out now.
Until that comes on.
What we're thinking, though, is that we're probably going to have to wait. If anybody is privy to this show, Manifest, we're probably now, because the 7th is past... Well, it's going to pass. And I haven't seen any news on it lately. And the 14th looks like it's going to pass as well. Those were 2 key dates in the show.
Wait until June.
It's going to be June 2nd, 2023.
Yeah.
Because
June 24th is the...
Well, they said the release of part 2 of season 4 will not be going into 2024. It will be released.
Scruffy.
And thank you very much. I went for who's the we just talked about it. The empath in the show, Zeke.
Zeke, yeah.
I'm going for his look.
You got the scruffy look going on.
It's not necessarily scruffy.
So soft and scruffy. Thank you very much, Valhalla Beard and Body.
Plug.
That is
plug.
Very, very good.
I kind of
beard butter.
Speaking of which, I wrote him a little bit, like a Dear John. I was I was like, hey, what's going on, guys? You gotta, maybe want a new promo or something, and. I was like, geez, oh, Pichos, gosh, I miss your stuff there. It was pretty good stuff, Just kind of, buttering up a little bit, like kind of.
Well, I've already talked to him.
In so many words saying, like, dude, send me more stuff for free.
Yeah, I know,
immediately.
Right? He's actually working on a dog shampoo right now.
A dog shampoo as well?
Dog shampoo, yeah.
Wow. Hey,
Yeah.
whatever, man. Whatever
So,
works. It's a good brand. I support them fully.
And
I
then-
would support them
then-
more if they sent me another gift pack. But
And
no,
then,
I'm
then
joking.
he's got
Good
that.
stuff.
Then he's got that beard. What is it? That beard.
Beard balm, beard
no, it's like
wax.
it's like a beard shampoo kind of thing or whatever.
There's when we first started advertising
beard
them,
wash. There you go.
I think they only literally had like 4 or 5 or 6 different products.
Oh, he's doing really good.
Now, if you go to the website, well, not only that, on Facebook alone, just perusing about, literally like every other scroll, it's a Valhalla freaking ad.
Yeah.
And that you weren't seeing when we first started advertising them.
Right.
So, again, look what we've done for you.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
And then check out my site, and everything like that.
Yeah, we got your commercial coming up next that break.
Etsy. That's
Etsy. You got to tell
my
everybody about
Etsy site, and everything like that. I have, multiple things, from children's T-shirts to men's T-shirts, women's T-shirts. I've got blankets. I've got pictures,
what else you got?
towels.
Towels.
Multiple things. Go check it out. It's on
guns.
Just go, not guns. Go underneath Jennifer Gregerson 32 at gmail.com on Etsy.
Fake
and
IDs.
Right underneath it, it's JG's Sensational Styles.
Listen to that. Say it again.
JG's
Sensational
Styles.
Sensational Styles, everybody. Come check it out today. No, that's gonna be a fun site, and I know you love doing that stuff. And
I haven't sold anything yet, though. Come on now.
Aren't you having some sort of issue with like payments or something like that?
No. There's no issue or anything like that. It's just I have people that go and they look at it and stuff, but they're just not interested in buying right now and stuff.
All right, I'm going to tell you one thing here.
It is everything on there is under $150, folks. So it is worth checking out. I mean, I have a lot of conservative T-shirts on there and everything.
Yeah, it's a conservative store. Just like, our little show here is conservative, okay? We're going to put it that way. But I'll tell you what. Here you go. As you may know, we have probably one of the biggest followings of any type of artist, talk show host, TV celebrity ever in India. Okay,
yeah, right.
And I'm gonna make an offer for our Indian friends. I like cricket.
Yeah.
Okay, I watch it all the time.
Yeah.
Cricket's one of my favorite sports, by the way. I know that our fellow Indian friends enjoy cricket as well.
There's some cricket jerseys, cricket
T-shirts. She has made some pretty cool cricket T-shirts and things like that.
Yep.
Shorts, I do believe, as well. Go check it out. Purchase a pair. We'll get them to you right away. And it's pretty damn stylish. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
You will be flashy. Okay? I'll put it that way. So, really good stuff. So there it is. There is our deal to you, our friends in India. You need to buy some cricket stuff.
Right.
All right.
All right. So, are we going to go ahead and go on break here first before we go into the astronomical news, or can I do one astronomical news?
Do one story, and then we'll bounce into a break, and then we'll bounce on back after that.
All right. So there is repeating radio signal leads astronomers to an Earth-sized exoplanet. Astronomers have detected a repeating radio signal that is located 12 light years away. The signal suggests the planet may have an magnetic field and even an atmosphere. All right, so scientists noticed that the strong radio waves from star YZ Ceti and the rocky exoplanet called YZ Ceti B during observation using the Carl G. Jansky
There's a lot of freaking names involved with
New
this.
Mexico And this is an idea that is called extrasolar space weather, basically, according to lead astrophysicist at the University of Colorado Boulder,
everybody gets one.
author Sebastian Panada. So Panada says that
Panera bread?
Panada. Okay? He says that the magnetic field that is creating, it's the magnetic field around these planets is creating the radio wave, and that is called extrasolar space weather.
And so, essentially, though, we're kind of out of luck on that it might be extraterrestrial.
Now, they are saying that, these exoplanets can possibly maybe lead to alien life. But
maybe hanging around it.
Yeah, but they're not
or
quite
what was
sure.
that
They're
new
zone
that I wanted to talk about? Was it called the Terminator Zone?
I'm not
joking, folks. It's called the Terminator Zone, where they believe extraterrestrials could be essentially migrating back and forth in what we would call like a Goldilocks zone. Mm-hmm. But for us, that would be stable, like the Earth is completely in the Goldilocks zone. But on these type of planets that have this so-called Terminator Zone, it fluctuates, okay, like a ring doing a roll like this. Mm-hmm. And the aliens, or extraterrestrials, whatever you want, they simply move with the roll of the Terminator Zone, or what we would call Goldilocks Zone, so they don't burn up or freeze to death. So they're constantly in that zone. I mean, it's probably a pain in the ass to keep moving every day.
Well, they have the technology too. But here's another interesting thing before we go to break.
Yeah, so you got
Saturn is doing something never seen before in our solar system.
What's it doing? Do I need to call Sheriff Brucky?
A new study this week shows that Saturn's atmosphere is being heated up by its rings.
Really?
A NASA spokesperson said the secret has been hiding in plain view for 40 years, but it took the insight of a veteran astronomer to pull it all together using observation of Saturn from the Hubble, the retired Cassini probe, in addition to Voyage 1 and 2, and the retired International Ultraviolet Explorer mission. In discovery, Saturn's ring system is heating the planet's upper atmosphere. Scientists say the evidence is an excess of ultraviolet radiation. NASA said the bump in the radiation means that something is contaminating and heating the upper atmosphere from the outside.
Of Saturn, you're saying?
Yep.
Okay.
So, Lafi Ben Jafel of the Institute of
Thank God you don't butcher these names.
Astrophysics in Paris and the Lunar and Planetary Laboratory, University of Arizona, published the paper in the Planetary Science Journal. So that's where you can find all the information on that, in the Planetary Science Journal.
Well, is that a fact, Missy?
Yep.
Okay, well, we are going to take our last break here on the program. Unfortunately, Raymond Szymanski had to head off about 30 minutes ago. He has got his bathroom to redo tomorrow morning, and apparently these guys are like the cable guy from the 90s. They show up anytime between 6:35 a.m. and 10 o'clock p.m. So, yeah, good luck with that. We will be back with more news on NTRN Daily.
this is Jennifer Gregerson. I hope you're enjoying the show tonight. I have a few things to say about my favorite little boutique, Gentle Lady Boutique. It's a 1920s non-woke conservative boutique with a modern-day twist. The mother-daughter boutique with Teresa and her daughter Samantha are always looking for beautiful, unique styles and are continuously adding new brands and designs every week. Gentle Lady Boutique is constantly growing and has dresses for any special occasion. The boutique also offers accessories of all sorts, from purses, jewelry, hats, and shawls, just to name a few. Oh, let's not forget those comfortable and cozy pajamas, or even that sexy intimate wear for the love of your life, and the variety of shoes and powder room just for you. Gentle Lady Boutique is perfect for a lady's everyday attire, with the bonus of being able to mix and match, and sizes from petite to plus sizes. Just right for the natural body. So, if you're looking for a perfect gift for the holidays or even that gorgeous special outfit for any occasion, Teresa and Samantha have your best interest at heart. Just head on over to GentleLadyBoutique.com because Teresa and her daughter Samantha have teamed up with Night Talks Radio and NTR Daily to not only bring you these amazing pieces of clothing and accessories, but they have also included at checkout exclusive discounts for all NTR fans and listeners. So type in Night Talks 100 for 10% off your entire order of $100 or more, and ships free for up to a $50 purchase. Unfortunately, though, these codes cannot be used for any other specials. By using these codes, it helps advertise this wonderful boutique and helps keep Night Talks Radio Network growing by sending 5% of the sales back to your favorite late night talk shows, Night Talks Radio Live and NTR Daily. So once again, check out these outstanding products, show off your new look, and have fun with GentleLadyBoutique.com. And tell them Jennifer from Night Talks Radio sent you.
matter where we go and destination or no. I don't care where the motor stops. Cause when I want it, then I want it. Yeah, I want it, oh, I want it, let's go. Look around, where's the people at? I want a taste of the good life. Hit me with it right now, I'm in it. Cause when I want it, then I want it. Yeah, I want it, oh, I want it, let's go. And I won't look back, yeah. I don't care about the bad shit back home. It's Cincinnati, baby, I just wanna let it go. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Yeah. Maybe I don't have to know your real name. I'm just addicted to the way you take the pain away. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Yeah. Cincinnati, baby, Cincinnati, baby. You said, yeah, Cincinnati, baby, Cincinnati, baby.
Streaming to you live from Spreaker.com and somewhere deep in the great upper Midwest. If you're ready for a ride, you can call NTR anytime by dialing the nationwide caller line at 1-507-384-9390. First-time callers can reach Night Talks Radio at 1-507-307-4424. Text Daniel and NTR exclusively at 1-218-689-7126. Now, from somewhere in the great upper Midwest, here's your hosts, Daniel Brewer and Jennifer Gregerson.
Welcome back, everybody. NTRN Daily. You may be thinking to yourself, wait a second. Well, we came back last time. It was NTRN Live. Nope, we're daily now. Raymond Szymanski had to head off about 30 minutes ago because he is renovating his bathroom.
That is correct.
So, unfortunately, we didn't get the extra 30 minutes we were hoping for. Mr. Okay. Raymond Szymanski, but that's perfectly fine because we love Raymond and we love talking to him. And don't forget, we got to put that stuff up on our Facebook site and our chat as well about all the information, upcoming information about his MUFON event, and of course, broken right here on NTRN Live. Raymond Szymanski has a 8-part series which is out in Canada right now on Cottage TV, I do believe. It is a Canadian channel, but if for whatever reason you cannot view it via that channel from Canada, it is coming to, yes, the Science Channel here in the United States, April 28th. He is going to get back to me and Jennifer on a time exactly, and also give us a promo poster to pop up for you guys, so you are all aware. And after that, it will also be, get this, on Discovery Plus, everybody.
Yes.
So we're not talking twiddly dinks here.
No.
Folks, this is big time stuff. I got Richard Szymanski on the show. Who do you got?
Richard Szymanski? Raymond
Richard,
Szymanski.
Robert, Raymond, Tomato,
Szymanski.
I pulled a U, by the way.
Yeah,
I did. You.
You're fired.
Damn it.
Raymond Szymanski. It's always good to have him on the show and everything
Raymond.
like that. And we're going to have a fun time actually tuning into that wonderful documentary that he has.
Oh, absolutely. And then don't forget, the like I said, the MUFON event.
Yes.
$79. Great deal. Cincinnati, Ohio. If you're around, go to it. If not, you're going to be able to live stream that bad boy. I'd imagine that's going to be in 4K or UHD as well. And one of our good friends, Peter Robbins, is going to be there as well. So
$79, you can't miss it. I'm going to go get my seat.
That's right. The only thing I'm scared about is that Satan himself might be there, but I don't think he's that big anymore. Okay, so like I said, it is a NTRN Daily now on this snowy, blizzardy night in northern Minnesota.
Kind of depressing.
A little depressing. But Jen is here to cheer you up. What you got?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if you're going to cheer people up or not.
Well, I don't know if this is going to cheer you up, but it might.
She's got news, but I don't know if it's cheerful news or shitty news or, fuck you sideways news. I don't know.
Well, here, we got, okay, now, this is the way I think about it, okay, let's open our borders even more and more for these people to cause a lot more problems. And
why not? We need more crime,
all right,
disease.
Here you go. We have a Mexican, Guadalupe Costello, a 37-year-old St. Paul woman, is charged with 2 counts of first-degree arson in connection to the fires inside Minnesota building this week.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The building was mostly apartments, and according to the video, she matches the description captured on the tape. The initial damages topped over $300,000, and Costello's court appearance was yesterday morning, and if she is convicted, I didn't hear she was convicted or not.
Is this Minneapolis or St. Paul?
Let's just say if she's convicted, each charge carries up to 20 years in jail.
Okay, please tell me she'll be extradited as well back to Mexico.
Oh, I hope so.
And spend that time in a Mexican facility. Where, let's just say the security is a little lack.
But, there's nothing wrong with them. They're good people. Let's open our borders to them.
Most of them. Really? But you know what? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you're in the situation you're in, okay?
Right.
But it is your own country. You need to step up. You need to do something. Do something about the cartels. As the president of Mexico, I would be fortifying the military, get all the, so-called cartel spies out of the military, the police department.
Yep.
Fix your fucking country, because right now, you better be counting your lucky stars, because if Trump was in office right now,
exactly,
the military would be down there, and they're just going to ask once that you turn your ass back around. And if you don't, well, let's just say you're not going to be able to drink water very well, because they'll be spewing out of you like a freaking flower watery thingy.
Flower waters.
So
it's called a spout, a water spout.
A spute.
A spute.
Go ahead. You got something else here real quick. I'm involved with some other issues here.
Oh, I do. Okay, so there's a salmonella outbreak that leads to
another way to try to kill us,
because of another form of listeria.
Another firm. Really?
Firm.
You mean form?
No, another firm.
Let me see this. Give me a.
Another firm.
Let me see that. Well, another firm as.
Another firm.
Like a business.
Listeria.
Oh, okay. You're lucky on that one. You gotta wait. You were almost fired like double time.
And get this, it's in California, folks.
Where?
California.
Isn't that a big conservative country, or?
So, Mariscos.
Baja.
Incorporation in California.
Oh, yes, they
for
sound way legitimate,
of
dude.
Various FDA regulations.
I'm sure they're the ones sneaking the shit eggs into the country, too.
Including salmonella in their seafood processing facility.
Oh, and
it's linked to fresh salmon. Fresh
salmonella. Oh, God.
Is linked to fresh salmon processed at their facility.
Oh, can you imagine?
All right.
Just the smell alone.
Ugh. The FDA, along with the CDC,
you already got
and
donkeys
state
and prostitutes.
Local partners, investigated the multi-state outbreak of S. field infections.
I don't even want to know.
And this investigation included 39 ill people in 4 states who were infected with the Salmonella strain, and 15 were hospitalized, unfortunately, But thank God there were no deaths. But the outbreak became known.
Not this time.
First known last month.
Yeah, completely outrageous. Folks,
one thing after another. That's all it is.
Word to the wise: don't purchase any goddamn products from Mexico. Okay, don't. Not from Baja. Not from. They're bad.
Yeah, right.
I mean, hello. Okay, 200,000 people are fleeing the country.
Take the name, for instance.
Yeah, just listen to the name. Does it sound legit to you? Does it sound like Walmart, or does it sound like...
Mariscos Baja. Mariscos Baja. Seriously.
Yes, no, we are not a front for a cocaine cartel with billions of dollars. Like, my God, folks, come on, get with it now. Real quick, so we, only for a little bit longer, do we live in the state of Minnesota. And check it out. I was right. I said this many times before, many occasions, even on the show, I do believe. Minnesota is the most expensive state to start a business.
Small business.
Well, you got it scratched out there. Small business. Well, I assume business anyway. New study finds. Found that business owners in Minnesota encounter the most expenses in the country by utilizing data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, U.S. Small Business Administration, and U.S. Census Bureau. Minnesota topped as most expensive state to start a business or a small business, regardless. According to the study, business owners pay workers $60,958 on average yearly, 9.8% corporate tax, and pay an average monthly commercial electric bill, wait for it, of $673.61.
Jesus.
No. So
okay. So
I'm
just
like I think I think Raymond brought this up. Minnesota is the sort of Midwest East Coast version of California.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that is why we are hightailing it and getting the boop out of here.
So listen to this now. Job openings are now below 10 million as of last month.
Gee.
This drop is the first time in nearly 2 years. Along with job openings, our hires and separations also decreased. Quits rose by 146,000 to just over 4 million.
So I'm sort of going to pick and choose on this one just because from what I know. Okay, and of course, I mentioned this before as well.
Yes.
I know I did to you, and I probably did on the show as well, but Walmart lays off 2,000 warehouse workers.
Yep.
Surprise, surprise. Walmart is laying off more than 2,000 workers at 5 U.S. warehouses that fulfill website orders, which take nearly 2 months to show up anyway.
Right.
The places include 1,000 in Texas, 600 in Pennsylvania, 400 in Florida, 200 in New Jersey, according to worker adjustment retraining. Is that retraining there?
Yep.
Notification filings, or a WARN, WARN.
Yep.
Now, like I said, I'm going to pick and choose on this one. When you raise minimum wage, the way Joe Biden did.
Which is just what they did, too. They just announced that they're raising.
Yeah, and they're raising
the
what? To
wage.
$12 to $14 an hour?
$12 to $14 an hour.
Okay, to rip open a few boxes, to take a little bit of cash to put in a cash drawer, and to bag some groceries, you are not worth $14, okay? You're not worth $15, $16.
No.
You're... You know,
$10,
11,
$10,
maybe.
10 or 11.
That's if you're like a supervisor
Yep.
with the keys, man.
Yep.
Okay? But, you know, you could take it or leave it. You don't have to listen to me. You could change the damn channel. You're not worth it.
No.
Okay? We've already got a crisis in this country, if I don't have to tell you that.
Yep.
All right? A multitude of problems. One of them is... the raise in the minimum wage, and then random companies raising as well to try to meet that standard that the Biden regime raised to, and of course gas prices and all that stuff. But
food.
Walmart soon is going to go the way of McDonald's, which just recently revealed its first all-automated restaurant / drive-through walk-in. They literally have 1 to 2, possibly 3 employees now. And you know who they are?
AI.
No.
Robots.
They're just maintenance to make sure that the AI robots are working properly.
Yeah, right.
So that's what happens when you don't deserve $15 an hour because you flip a burger or salt some fries and you sit there and demand... and act like your job is the most important job in the world.
And instead of yelling at the workers now, you can yell at the AI robots and they can yell back at you and say, fuck you.
Now that you're without a job because McDonald's has fired you so they can keep the cost of their meat and food product down. Now, yes, just like Jennifer said, you can go now and give the finger to an AI robot that won't even give 2 shits that you're there anyway.
Nope.
So, fun. Walmart is heading down that path. Give it about 6 to 8 months.
But then you also got to think about the experimental hamburgers that they're doing, too, you know, where they're lab-grown hamburgers.
Ain't happening.
You know?
Ain't happening.
So,
I'll kill my own fucking cows if I have to.
You know? I mean, seriously. All right, so how about this? Realty.
Reality? Or realty as in...
Realty, like...
buying a home.
Like buying a home.
Okay, good. You're doing good today.
Has dropped, too. According to Realtor.com...
Well, it's sort of like the calm before the storm.
Yeah. According to Realtor.com, only 349,284 U.S. homes were listed for sale. That's below 437,270 this time last year.
Yep.
All right.
That bubble shall burst.
One of the issues is people have got it in their head that if they sell right now, they will be giving up their 2% to 3%
worst idea rate. Ever. To sell anything of value that you own at this very moment.
Yep. All right, so
it's
we're
me.
going to go ahead and go to Daniel here to the next story.
Hi, I'm Daniel.
Yes.
Lake Mead. We all know Lake Mead, of course.
Yes.
Water level is rising. According to the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation, Lake Mead has projected to drop to approximately 1,043.06 feet above sea level. As of this week, Lake Mead's water level was at 1,045.91, almost 3 feet above the projected level. Currently, Lake Mead is a little over 5 feet than the record low that came on July 27th of 2022. That was only a year ago, folks, actually. Less than a year. You don't want the water level to raise in Lake Mead, okay? You're going to put too much stress on certain things. And, of course, you know, going back to the old days. Plenty of people live on that river
Right.
and the lake and all that stuff. It would be a catastrophe.
What flows into Lake Mead?
I do believe the Colorado River.
Okay.
And
they're getting a whole bunch of snow over there right now. So you just think about when that melts.
Here,
what's
how about
happen
this? I mean, let's talk about the weather here. Of course, we just had
220 tornadoes already recorded.
I think it was 223.
Something like it's insane.
All the way from the lower half of Michigan, all the way to the mid section of Texas, is what you said?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, what is going on?
We're getting blizzards of 15 to 20 inches here in Minnesota. Tornado
like
Alley
crazy.
in. Let's look at the date once more. The 5th of April have been hit with 223 tornadoes. The highest of which being EF3, I do believe.
Yep.
And then, of course, global warming, which is natural, by the way. God damn it. I don't, natural, Greta fucking Thunberg. This is natural stuff. We're in a warming cycle. Sadly, it's going to get much worse.
We have never seen this many tornadoes. This is insane.
And like I said, it's going to get much worse.
Yeah.
Okay? So what you have to, one of the only things that you can attempt to try to do is to simply adapt.
Well, this
and
is
if
all
you can't
happening.
Adapt, then,
this is all happening down south. So aren't you glad we didn't choose to go to Alabama?
Well, you see, there's not much difference. You go down south, you got to deal with tornadoes, outbreak this insane amount of tornadoes or hurricanes, or say you get the shit end of the stick and an asteroid hits the Gulf of Mexico, and then you'd have to deal with a tsunami for fuck's sakes. But up here, you have to deal with the other end of the spectrum.
So which one do you want?
Well, obviously now I would like the cold.
Yeah, exactly.
For certain reasons, but if I really had to pick and choose now, I don't mind it up here, and I especially don't mind it now because we're going basically to a heavy conservative state.
Yes.
So
yes, right.
There ain't much blue to where we're going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yeah, we're basically moving on up like the Jeffersons.
Moving on up.
Moving on up.
How about...
What do we got? You go next, and I'll go after. We'll do a little trade here.
Okay.
And then it looks like this is my last story. I hope you got more stories for the people. They're going to be pretty pissed off.
I got 2 more stories here, So,
I'll update people on the weather, too.
That's the way it goes, But
going.
Anyways, this is an interesting story, I think. All right, so the Cincinnati Art Museum Conservatory...
What's up with Cincinnati? Huh?
Yeah, right? I know. Conservator discovered a secret hidden under Szécheny's...
What? Is that, I think that's a restaurant.
No.
Is it? No? What?
Szécheny's.
It sounds like a restaurant.
Still life painting.
Painting.
Paul
okay.
Szécheny was a French artist
paintings, I suppose.
back in the 1950s. All right. So the painting is called "Still Life with Bread and Eggs." Okay.
Still life with bread and eggs.
So it's got to do, I'm assuming, with possibly the Last Supper. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Do we have an image people can go to?
I can.
Or that we can throw up on the site after the show?
I can go ahead and do that, yes.
Okay, we'll do that after the show.
Okay, so the painting has been hanging on the gallery wall at Cincinnati Art Museum as a gift from patron Mary E. Johnston in 1955. All right, so now for 68 years later, okay, after rumors of a hidden painting by Paul Szécheny, the French artist, recently studied that they have been doing to the portrait, okay, because people were talking about.
Yeah.
So they actually x-rayed the portrait, and the rumors were true. It was much to their surprise, sorry.
Yes.
Right. That the very own painting that they had in the Cincinnati Art Museum was the actual missing, hidden painting.
Oh, really, was it?
So, behind it, the findings were a black and white figure of a man with dark, brooding eyes wearing a coat or jacket. His head, face, and shape of his arm are clearly visible. The painting has now been picked up by national and international outlets and back in Zazani's community of France, where they are observing it more to find out how that technology was used back in the 1950s.
Pretty interesting.
Yes.
Well, I got something interesting for you.
Go ahead.
That most of our audience shall be interested in. Ooh. And probably outraged. About.
Oh, my goodness.
Trump, of course, was indicted.
Oh, no. So what happened?
By the brave, smart, intelligent folk of New York and district attorney and all those people that have nothing but good intentions, and they must put the bad people away. But like Biden and Fauci and those type of individuals, no, they get to hang out. They're good. As a matter of fact, they'll probably be on the jury if it ever went there. But anyway, he. Even the judge, which to the dismay of a lot of Democrats, a lot of leftists, he released Trump on his own reconnaissance. Okay, so with what they're saying that he did, 34 counts of felony falsifying business records made during his 2016 campaign, supposedly.
Yes.
Of course, you are innocent until proven guilty. By the way, I mean, that would sound pretty bad. And you would think that the judge would be like, no bond, or, like $1 million, $5 million, whatever have you. Nope. Just you better promise to show back up. Like, so that's how bad the 34 counts are, by the way.
Oh, they're really bad.
These felonies. Of course, the left is claiming this was supposedly for hush-hush money to pay off what they call, prostitutes and other individuals. Now, the thing about this is that it was given to his attorney. Okay, let's say that again. His attorney.
And
okay,
his attorney
I have an
attorney.
attorney.
To pay people off.
You have an attorney.
Right.
Okay. We give them money to do attorney stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
So.
Was the attorney fishy?
But that's one side of the coin. But that has nothing to do with Donald Trump.
No.
Okay. So what you're looking at is the intentions here.
Yep.
If the intention was to pay my attorney, say, money that I owe him for the job that he's doing, because the left is doing nothing but attacking me from 2016 to 2020, now that's a whole different ballgame, okay? But according to the left, the money was completely used for, like I said, prostitution, hush-hush money, thieving top-secret documents, knowing classified information.
But it's okay to take bribes from other countries, and stuff.
Yes, it's
election,
okay
right?
to
completely
Biden, work with China. It's have business deals. Pay Chinese nationalists $50,000
get drugs,
per person
from Mexico, from his son.
Just
come on, seriously.
look like a fucking episode of like CSI Miami, fucking his
Yeah,
goddamn
but
son.
that's okay.
That's okay.
Ah,
That's
I
okay.
see.
And of course, with the Twitter files, we all learned that story was 100% suppressed by the DOJ.
Yeah.
That was released by the New York Post.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, maybe. No, it's 110%. It was suppressed, so it wouldn't get out there before the election.
So you're telling me an indictment is coming for Biden too, right?
You would think that.
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't you?
Right.
You know, you're pretty intelligent, you're smart ahead of yourself. Not that I've heard of. Not that I've heard of.
Double standard.
No. The NYPD estimates there were about 300 or so pro-Trump demonstrators
Well, there you go.
near the courthouse, and an estimated, around about 150 anti-Trump protesters. Of course, the Trump protesters had American flags, Trump flags with the American flag, patriotic flags, things of that nature.
Yep.
Even military flags, or don't
Watch
tread
out, though.
on me.
Watch out. We don't want another January 6th. So, watch out, you guys.
Good God,
watch out.
Make sure,
back
Trump,
off.
watch what you say. Watch what you say.
Jesus.
And the 150 or so anti-Trumpers, not one patriotic flag, not one American flag. They were all flags that carried messages of hate. They were BLM, and Antifa, and just a multitude of hate groups.
I got a new name for BLM.
What's that?
Biden Liberal Men.
Well,
Biden's
that could
liberal
work.
Men.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that true?
Black liberal men.
No, Biden's
They
liberal
could be.
men.
Okay.
You know?
Well, we've come up with a few different things
Think
here.
about it,
Bastard lunatic
Men.
morons.
Morons.
So, something like that. But, yes, so if
Backing left media.
Backing left media, there you go. That's a good one.
There you go.
Hey,
Backing
that
left
is a good
media.
one.
There you
We got to
go.
post that after the show.
There you go.
Okay, so if convicted,
That's I think is
no, that's
one of the
unique.
good
That's one
ones,
of the best things you've
yeah.
come up with since the show started. Okay, so if convicted, which you even posted it yourself here on the we all know this is not going to happen.
No.
Okay, because the DA, the representatives out there in New York, the court, the judge, they're all playing with each other's cocks right now. This is not going to turn into anything. It's actually going to make the Democrats look even sillier.
Yeah.
And it's going to place Trump on an even higher pedestal, even if it's by a little bit. It's going to happen. It will not put him backwards.
They're twiddling their thumbs. And
Okay.
what happens when you get tired of twiddling your thumbs?
You play with your cock.
You twiddle them the other way.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, that was a weird 5-second conversation. Okay, which we know he's not going to be convicted, like I said. Trump would face a max of 4 years in prison, but that is just simply not going to happen, folks.
No.
So just forget about it. This is just another witch hunt. This is another desperate attempt before the 2024 election to try to throw people off again, like they did with Black Lives Matters and COVID and all that other stuff that we now know as conservatives to recognize within 10 minutes. So we got about, speaking of which, 10 more minutes. What else you got for us?
I have one last story here before the quote of the day. Meanwhile, we're going to head on over to Florida and see what Governor Ron DeSantis has gone ahead and done here. So,
DeSantis, I love him too. Trump and DeSantis, man.
Ron DeSantis has quietly legalized carry and concealed weapons without permits.
Good. That would be...
boy.
North Dakota does the same thing. As long as you live in the state of North Dakota, it's called constitutional carry.
Yep.
And Florida now has it. Watch out,
So
Disney.
Florida is now the 26th state to pass...
child abusers anymore.
Florida is now the 26th state to pass the constitutional carry law.
And states are going to continue to pass.
Awesome. Here's how he did the actual signing. He signed the bill in a non-public event in his office with bill sponsors, legislative leaders, and gun right advocates, including the National Rifle Association.
That's awesome. Just like I hope CNN was right there to witness that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but
good job, Ron. Good job,
Ron, you're doing a good job.
Good job.
The one thing I want to say about Trump, though, love the guy to death. I love Ron as well.
Yes.
But obviously this whole debacle in New York City is going to raise Trump, higher than he is now.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, he's at 54% approval rating.
Yeah.
Well above Biden.
Good job, Trump. Yeah.
But the thing is that the one thing I want him to stop doing, and I know that's what's special about Trump, is that he is unique, and he does say what he wants to say.
He speaks his mind, yeah.
Sometimes it comes out the wrong hole, but, don't talk shit about your buddy.
No.
Okay?
No.
Okay, in Florida.
You shouldn't, no.
Okay, don't do that, because we need you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Need both you guys to work in some way or another. If we have both you
guys,
yep,
we're guaranteed to win.
Yep.
If you guys are squabbling, there's a chance the left could sneak somebody in there.
Yep.
Okay, in the midst of our squabble.
And Trump, you did an excellent job as a president, and stuff like that. But if Ron DeSantis, goes ahead and he comes forward and says, "Hey, I'm going to run for president," step back, let him go ahead, because we know that he is going to win. He has done a wonderful job in Florida already with doing the things that he has to do.
Well, like many say, do you want the United States of Florida or the United States of California?
Yeah.
That's what this election is going to come down to. If I could magically just make a Trump toast. Just create one man out of both Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump. We would have the perfect candidate, and the country would be fixed. Everything would be great. Yep. In a matter of 1 day. Did you hear Trump? I mean, just the balls on this guy. I love it. He was like that Ukrainian border over there. Mm-hmm. With Russia, it goes 1 day. It's just like you get that message right away. It's like it would be all done in 1 day, and fucking things would be right back to normal the way he's talking. That's what I love about him. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. So, he's for the people. That's for sure.
He is.
Real quickly here, I do want before we have to head out. Get a weather update for you.
All right.
For the individuals that are in our listening area. Obviously, Huntsville, you don't have to worry about blizzards. No. Although I'm not too sure about tornadoes.
Yeah.
Now, this is the storm itself, the blizzard, we're probably going to see in the Thief River Falls, Red Lake Falls, Crookston, all the way to Grand Forks, down to Fargo. Probably overnight see 2 inches at most, I would say. Possibly 3 in certain areas with the blowing snow and this and that, which usually happens at nighttime. I don't think we're going to have to worry too much more about the snow and the storm. So I think we're out of the woods as of mid Thursday morning.
But what does our Easter weekend look like?
Easter weekend, I am not to yet. I am getting that going for everybody. I will tell you this, though. Sunshine is in the forecast, and we are possibly looking at extremely heated temperatures of almost 40 degrees.
Ooh. And Red Lake Falls does have their big, huge annual Easter egg hunt. I will tell you more about that information tomorrow.
And, of course, again, that's for the people that live in our region here in
surrounding
Northwest,
areas
Minnesota.
as well,
Yeah,
are
areas.
welcome to come, too.
The upper Midwest, let's put it that way.
Yes.
The great upper Midwest, that is. Okay, so we're past the storm part there.
Mm-hmm.
All TRF schools, including Northland Technical College, will be back open. Same thing for Greenbush, Middle River. E-learning is all done, sadly. School activities of all kinds are back on as well. Grigola School District is dropping e-learning as well Thursday. Parent-teacher conferences, though, have been rescheduled for tomorrow evening, and that will be from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So you have less than 24 hours, kids out there, to run away from home. So,
Right.
and then Viking Elementary in northwest Minnesota is going to be open for business. Once again, e-learning is done for. Warren, Alvarado, and Oslo, the school district is reopened as of Thursday morning. Stephen Argyle Central School District is wide open as well. Red Lake County Central School District is open for business. Red Lake Falls, Minnesota School District is back open for business as well. Now,
Any talk of 2 hours late.
I do not see anything about any early delays.
Okay.
I'm thinking by tomorrow morning,
Plows should be
MDOT
out.
should,
and everything be
MnDOT should
going.
have everything at least sanded and salted and cleared to a point that buses can maneuver and things of that nature.
But keep in mind, though, after a storm like this, if you do have a long driveway, you probably will want to meet your bus at the end of the driveway because they probably will get stuck in your driveway if they actually go down the driveway.
Yeah, just make it easier.
Yep.
Okay, let me get through this here real quick. We're moving on to the American Legion post 117. That's 117. Their meeting has been canceled. Unfortunately, still, it doesn't change with the upcoming good weather. It has been postponed until next Thursday evening, which is April 11th at 1900 or 7 p.m. that evening. The Meet the Farm Bureau event in Argyle has now also been postponed, and nothing's going to change that either. With the upcoming good weather. That is still going to be postponed until May 2nd, 2023. And as soon as we get a time announced for that, we'll let you know as well. PKM Electric Annual Meeting has now been rescheduled to April 18th at the Legion in Warren, Minnesota. Now, let's take a look here. North Dakota, we'll chirp just a little bit about very quickly. All schools, meetings, activities, medical clinics, and all that good stuff is back open. So, no worries there.
Fun, fun, fun.
Folks, speaking of fun, it has been fun. We had fun with Raymond Szymanski. We have a lot of stuff that we'll be posting throughout the night on NTRN Facebook and, of course, our chat group. Jennifer, we obviously cannot end the show without a certain something. And what is that, Jennifer Gregerson?
It is the quote of the day. This is by Gabriel Bernstein, and it's: the way we experience the world around us is the direct reflection of the world within us. So basically, we reflect everything that we do reflects basically the whole entire world.
Reflects upon.
Reflects upon the world,
I totally understand that.
So, here's what I'm going to tell you. Stand up for what you believe and kick the crap or kick the shits out of the left.
You said shit. Yeah,
Yes.
I agree, man. All right. Anything else before we hit the road?
No, just explore, dream, and discover.
Okay, that sounds good for me. We will be back tomorrow, Thursday evening, 11:35 p.m. Central, 12:35 a.m. Eastern Time, for another wonderful edition of NTRN Daily. So don't miss out on that. And once again, thank you to Raymond Szymanski for joining us on the show today. So, from the great Upper Midwest, this is your host, Daniel Brewer, saying mahalo! for another great episode of NTRN Daily with co-host Jennifer Gregerson, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and most popular major streaming sites and services, along with select terrestrial markets and stations around the nation. Valhalla Beard and Body, Gentle Lady Boutique, Patriot Shit Outfitters at patriotshit.com, and of course, Art Bell, because if he wasn't around back in the day, we wouldn't be right here tonight. All opinions, thoughts, views, and ideas are exclusive only to NTR Daily and the Night Talks Radio Network. The preceding content is for you and you only, and for you to judge. It is not our intention here at NTR Daily, the Night Talks Radio Network, or Night Talks Radio Live to change your belief, sway your opinion, purposely give you false or misinformation. However, we will give the bold truth, which some people just can't take. If that's the case, you can simply turn the dial or turn NTR Daily off. All full-length music tracks heard on tonight's show are licensed to the Night Talks Radio Network for use from Epidemic Sound. For further information, check out www.epidemicsound.com. All independent artists, groups, or bands are also under licensing for use by the Night Talks Radio Network, properly fulfilling all copyright commitments to Spreaker.com. Copyright 2023, NTRN Daily, Night Talks Radio Live, and the Night Talks Radio Network. And for me, Daniel Brewer, saying, until the next time, stay safe, and remember, they are listening. So long, everybody.